We feel compelled to fix it. We want to fix the kid's behavior. We want to make it stop. We want to convince the partner through arguing that the way that he sees it is wacky, is not based in reality, is absolutely unfair. We want to argue that. We want to defend ourselves. Why? Why do you need to defend yourself? Why? Why do we need to do these things? Because we carry within us a set of beliefs, a learned experience. It's in our subtle body. It's in our energy, in our emotions, it's in our past and our history, and we drag that around with us in our families. Today's topic is the 3 big mistakes that I see mothers making that are costing them their freedom. And we're going to start with the first one. So, to put a little bit of a backdrop on this, as women, and most of us, the way we grew up, we were really wired toward believing or assuming or expecting that it was our mother's job to kind of take care of everybody's emotional needs and keep everybody okay and happy. And we all had different experiences in that realm. But in general, a lot of us have grown up with this embodied awareness, whether it's good for you or bad for you. A lot of us grew up with this embodied awareness that it is on us to make sure everyone's needs are met, everyone stays taken care of. So usually that means to us like happy, calm, content, not upset. Not upset. We don't want to get into those upset feelings, right? It causes everything to get messy, and then life could unravel, and then our plans that we've made could fall apart. So we better just make sure everybody is okay, is steady, is even, is happy, and we don't want to mess that up. All right. So let's go over what the 3 mistakes are, and let's see where you're at. The first one, and this is coming from a backdrop of if you think that other people's happiness is your responsibility. When you sort of, and it's unconscious, you guys. This isn't like I walk around with, saying that out loud, like, oh, I want to keep you happy. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like, oh, shut up, like, be quiet, go away. That's how it manifests. Like, oh, will you just not fight me on this? Will you just relax for a little bit? That is how it shows up for most of us. That comes from a place of like, everybody just be okay so I can be okay, right? Conditional okayness is not real okayness. And the 3 mistakes I see people making: number 1, we take meltdowns or a kid's behavior, whatever that is, rudeness, crabbiness, their irritability, we take that personally. We make it about us. And it may even sound like, when it's coming out of their mouths, depending on the age of your child, that it is about you. Sometimes it is about you. Sometimes it is about us. It's that we overstepped, or we were mean, or we didn't hold a boundary, or we were inconsistent and the kid is confused, and rightfully so. But oftentimes, when your kids are just processing a feeling of their own that they need to process, we will get so involved, like it is ours. I see this happening all the time, as if the feeling is ours, or we will try to feel it too, or we will think we can take it from them. We will personalize that. We will go into all kinds of thinking and stories about that until we just become consumed with this experience that is actually supposed to be our child's. It's not for us. They need to go through these things. So we take things personally. Another one is, another big mistake is, we will get sucked into someone else's experience, someone else's energy, someone else's feeling. We'll get sucked into that. So let's say, for example, that your partner, say you're married, your husband, is just had a terrible day, works out of the home. As I hear about this scenario a lot, if you're the one picking up the kids, or you're home first, and And then your partner comes in with a funk, and is at you or at the state of the kids or the house, and just wants to blame you for it, blame the kids for being whatever. And you feel yourself getting worked up about that. Is it yours? No. Did you create it? No. Did you invite it? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But when he brings in that energy into the house, you feel yourself pulled into this dynamic. You can feel it in the tightness of your chest, feel it in the sickness of your belly, or you feel this weight here. Maybe you start to get a headache, and it's this unconsciously, you're feeling like you need to fix that. You're feeling like you're responsible for it. You're feeling like, and it's confusing, you guys. These are trauma reenactments. These moments are so confusing. What's happening here? Wait a minute. What's happening here? And you don't have that ability to actually zoom out and see what's happening and whose it is, because you're operating from down here energetically, and you're just feeling everything that that partner is bringing to the table as if it's yours. Same thing as the kids' behavior and personalizing it. I caused that. That's my fault. You're exhausting yourself emotionally because you don't know how to fix that. And the third mistake I see people making is, I've already kind of gone there, that we feel compelled to make that go away or to fix that. We feel compelled to fix it. We want to fix the kids' behavior. We want to make it stop. We want to convince the partner through arguing that the way that he sees it is wacky, is not based in reality, is absolutely unfair. We want to argue that. We want to defend ourselves. Why? Why do you need to defend yourself? Why? Why do we need to do these things? Because we carry within us a set of beliefs, a learned experience. It's in our subtle body. It's in our energy, in our emotions. It's in our past and our history. And we drag that around with us in our families. When it is not your highest self calling the shots, when it's your lower self trying to fix everything for everyone, or personalizing a kid's tough behavior, you will be exhausted, you'll be irritated, you'll want to blame them right back, or you'll want to turn on yourself. You'll want to blame yourself and say they'd be better off without me. And I hear that all the time from moms. I really feel like they'd be better off without me. And you guys, if there is one thing that I want you to hear loud and clear, that kind of self-pity party is so, it's not only damaging to you, it's damaging to your kids. They will never be better off without you. You are mom. They need you more than anybody. They need you more than a therapist. They need you more than their teacher. They need you more than your mom, grandparents. They need you more than your partner. They need their relationship with you is the most important thing that they have and will ever have in their lives. How do we know that? Look at your own relationship to your mother. It is not a mystery. This is your opportunity while they're young, while they're still under your roof. This is your opportunity to recreate who you are being as a mom for them, so that you can create your freedom and they will not grow up feeling responsible for your misery, which is what happens. Kids grow up feeling responsible for their parents' unhappiness. Just as we feel responsible for keeping everything cool at home, or running on time, or looking great, they will grow up with that same sense of responsibility for our unhappiness. That's just what we do as humans, and history repeats itself until someone says, it ends here. It ends with me. And that's the work we're doing in Awakened Motherhood. That's the courageous work that my clients have stepped up to the plate to do. They are knowing now that it was nothing more than a gap in skills. They were lacking the techniques and the skills to be able to resolve the tension in those moments with a partner, be able to resolve the tension in those moments when a kid is upset, to learn how to not take on someone else's stuff, not get sucked in and not take things personally. Takes skills. It takes new learning. It takes technique and strategy. And the path there is like becoming a more efficient thinker and a more efficient feeler and more fluid in your emotions, so that when you know where you're going and now you know how to get there, those two things will line up. And what happens that everybody asks the same question? Two questions. One, but if I've never had that, how will I know how to create it? Because I'm going to teach you how. And so, and maybe you're not there and you don't want to learn that yet. But for those of you who are listening, like, I am so done getting sucked in energetically to everyone else's low feelings. I'm so done feeling like being an empath is killing me. And then my kids are going to carry that burden forward. And I'm ready for that to end with me. The secret to ending that is being willing to take responsibility for your side of the street and clean up your side of the street. Meaning, when I learn how to be a protector of my energy and clear in my communications without taking on everyone else's or putting my stuff on them, when I learn how to be empowered in that, and to speak my truth and to set a boundary and hold it with love and not get upset, not pulled in. And anybody can say whatever they want when they're upset to me, but I'm not going to take it personally. I know that people need to process feelings. I'm not upset by their upsetness. I'm okay either way. When you create that kind of stability and security, and yes, it takes skills to be able to do that and get really good at it. But this is what my clients know how to do now, how to navigate through a rough patch, a tough feeling in them or in someone else, and not make meaning of it, not then beat themselves up, not then have a meltdown themselves because that was so hard, but to just really let that run through you. Let that run through you like a channel. So can this work for me? Well, I don't know, because it takes commitment and it takes you being in the right space where you're sick of doing the same old dance that you've been doing a long time. But what I will say is that for people who are ready to end the daily anxiety train and the irritability and overwhelm, that are willing to show up for the work, then yes, it always works for them. The only key is showing up. I mean, that's the honest truth. Like, if there's a catch, it's showing up. So even if you have never known calm, it's like exactly why you will learn it and learn it quickly, because it's a skill gap. That's all it is. So let's go over the 3 mistakes again that women are making that are really sucking their energy and wearing them down and causing irritability and overwhelm, because we believe other people's happiness is our responsibility, or because upset is too hard to hold. We don't know how to release that, right? So one, we're taking things personally. We're taking comments personally. We're taking kids' behavior personally, and we're making meaning of it that doesn't really exist except for in our heads. 2, we're getting sucked in by other people's negative emotions. We're getting sucked in by their drama, by their chaos. So therefore, we're tolerating and allowing our homes to be this totally chaotic place emotionally. What a disaster. What an energy suck. It doesn't have to be like that. And 3, we feel compelled to fix it, make it stop. So we're like trying to shut other people down, or we got to run and hide, or we're fighting to convince someone that the way they see it is wrong and the way we see it is right. How exhausting and draining is all of that, you guys? So draining. So what I want to say is that if you're ready to learn a new way of not getting sucked in by others, let's see if you might be a fit for what we do. Let's see if it's a fit for you. What I want you to do on that line, if you do feel like, yeah, I want to see if there can be more for me, is reach out to me. You can message me. You go straight to book a call, www.honorjanetsky.com/call. So if you want to see if you might be a great candidate for what we do, and not everyone is, so don't get mad at me if I send you to some other resource. because I would never, never invite anyone in to work with me if I wasn't absolutely positive that I could help you. Okay, just know that will never happen. So if there's some other path that's better, I know I can't help you, then I will send you somewhere where you can get some help or give you some other steps. Okay,
Okay.
you
Uh,
deserve so much joy and freedom and happiness. You deserve that.